Okay, y'all, we back. Uh, Earlier, I got a call from my daughter. Um, Speaking to your children face to face, I apologize for that. It's a little bit too much. I can't turn it down because my call. You know? But earlier today, oh by the way, I am the pen live. We on the air, y'all. The topic at hand is apologetic to a situation. Being apologetic to a situation that you have no control of. You know, um, actually, I was in a couple situations like this, but one that had an impact on me was the fact that I was doing time in prison, leaving a whole family behind, mainly my children. How do I apologize to them um, for not being in their life? At the time, I had no control over it because, for those that know anything about prison, once you're in prison, like you're in prison for the duration of your stay there. You can't just get up and walk through the door, leave out the door. Officer, can I go home today? Or can I go home now? Uh, Back in that cell, have a seat. Cool out. Think about it. But anyway, while I was there, I didn't know how to deal with that. You know, um, and I got tired of basically pitying myself. You know, that apologetic situation, right? That you have no control of. So you're basically pitying yourself. You beating yourself up. You abusing yourself. So I found a better way to deal with it, right? Um, I got tired of working out. Um, I got tired of telling other people about what I was going through. Face to face, conversations. Like little beat downs you have in prison or whatever. I got tired of writing home about it. Um, and I really got tired of stressing over that. You know, although it was my reality, um, I didn't want to carry that weight any longer. So I started to write about some things that I was dealing with, some things that I was going through. You At the time, I really didn't have a title to this book right here. It's real small. See, it's like a very very small book, right? But the impact is crazy. I think the first poem that I put together to help me deal with this was the last poem that I added to this book. It was called Daddy Gone Wild. I'm gonna read it to y'all. Let me know, you know, give me some comments, give me some input. Let me know what you think. I was talking to one of my babies. It's called Daddy Gone Wild. See that? Red and bottom. See that? Anyway, yeah, I know Daddy forgot. Daddy wasn't there. Daddy was a loser. You say your dad never cared. Daddy was this, and Daddy was that. Your dad only cared about where the streets were at. Dad may not have been thoughtful, very selfish, unpunctual. Many other things that y'all as a team put titles to. Nonchalant the pain, outside entertained, focused on the BS, a life of insane, right? One thing your dad can say is, your dad is scared straight after going through prison. It has an impact. Too bad. Too bad Daddy got scared late. If he knew then what he knows now, your dad would be a scared great. That Daddy was never is that dad he's become. Can't take back what Daddy did or what Daddy never done. The promises Daddy made, yeah, Daddy broke them. At times you think of those failed commitments and want to choke him. Daddy would apologize, but apologies are poor. So today Dad comes before you with his action as his voice. This poem right here that I just read to you, right? This is the first poem that I put together when I started writing this book called Daddy Gone Wild. I was basically pouring out my heart and my soul to my children. I didn't know how they would respond. I know how I wanted them to respond. I know what I was expecting, right? But I just know that I had to do what I needed to do for me, right? And hopefully, this is my hopes that hopefully they would eventually come around. You know, then I started writing things about things that I remembered, about us for the little time we did share with each other. You know. This poem right here, this book of poetry right here, well, these poems before they became a book. These poems right here really got me through some hard prison time. Hard because, not because of the times that I had, right? Because eventually, like you get into your bed, for those that have been in prison before, you get into your bed and everything becomes second nature. You're going to get up, you're going to brush your teeth, you do all that. You might do your sit-ups, your little exercise, it's time to eat. After it's time to eat, you're preparing to go out for that either that shower or that yard movement. It's like so many things that you can do in the course of that day to keep you busy and get you through that day. But anyway, I think I had got a visit or whatever from my children. Somebody born them. So I ended up putting another poem together. This poem right here was to my youngest baby. I think the first one was to my eldest baby. This right here was to my youngest baby. Once again, I was still dealing with the apologetic situation that I had no control over, right? was apologizing, and I continued to apologize, but I really had no control over the way that they would be receptive to, if they chose to, be receptive to my apology. But I never stopped apologizing. Hey, big head, you know you're my baby, right? What was once a smile was now a roll of the eyes. Being the youngest girl, she tend to have something to prove, from boxing to them sporting events like a dude. I take her little jabs with a smile, being careful of my power when I return one to her. Then she redirect her attention to someone she knows she can pursue. It's usually one of her siblings. She know they would let her win. And if they didn't, Daddy would make that happen. Impressed by her intelligence, her drive to sing, even the prissy things she does is a way to spread her wings. And a way to spread her wings. Not much time spent, but we definitely clicked. She had so many things to chat about, as if I were one of her chicks. I laugh when she reminds me of the memories that lay embedded in my head. It's always something funny that Daddy did. She wouldn't clown me, but I don't mind being a joke to she. I just laugh with her and whisper that she knows she's my baby. You know? This right here was another poem that played on my site. I'm gonna tell you why. Because although I put this poem together and this is the way I was feeling, I really didn't know if she knew that she was my baby. So that's like something that I was fighting with. You know? Then I start going into poetry about, missing family and stuff like that. When I say family, I don't mean my biological, my children and stuff like that. Different family members, cousins, uncles, aunts, I start reminiscing on, the things that I know about them, the things that I miss about them, even some of the things that I dislike about them. I kind of sort of miss, if I'm making any sense, right? But anyway, I remember them cold nights. This right here, a little touchy, y'all. Waking up with no lights, refrigerator empty, watching loved ones smoke pipes. I remember that uncle I looked up to, leaning off that D, in the world of his own. I remember telling him he needed rest. I remember learning that he was wrong. I remember him coming home, calling my home his home. I remember watching his every step, emulating as if I were his clone. I remember that stash that loved one stole, that well-respected person told. Being robbed by that dearest one I trusted to never fold. I remember that first bid, that first kid, that teenage love and what she did. Right? I remember that sticky figure rush, that first bus, the words moms used in the cuss. I remember those summers she took from me. Days passed and I sat in the window watching that friend have fun. I remember the months I ran in addiction after stating I'd never run. Right? I remember that first project side by side with the woman I wedded. I remember those hooks. I remember those jabs. I remember that visit. That marriage I neglected was probably a fatal mistake that I made. I remember begging God to give her back with a promise to be her slave. I remember Pops not being there. I remember chasing that love. I remember blaming the one who gave me life. I remember blaming the one from above. I remember that meeting with my brother for the very first time. I remember our second meeting. This time he had no moms. Another thing that I remember and may never forget is that morning I skipped school when I should have gotten my ass whipped. That Canal River was the spot. I remember swinging on that vine. I remember landing in a 24-foot lake and being saved just in time. The memoirs of life are so vivid. Daily I live it. The pros and cons of crying times are just memoirs of the mind. You know, these are the type of things that got me through my bed. Not only things that I thought about, you know, different ideas and inventions or whatever. Nah, it was more like getting these things out of my head, right? And the way that I get them out of my head was by using a pen, a pad, and just letting my hand flow, right? This is another poem about one of my daughters. It's called Yeah, I Know. She was kind of talking slick to her mother, and her mother brought it to my attention. When I spoke to her about it, she called herself talking slick to me. But listen to this. This right here kind of tough too. I think I'm pretty slick with the pen. Yeah, I know. Mom is a word and curse. Yeah, I know where she could shove it. Got you stuck in the house cleaning up after yourself when all your friends are outside or in some type of kids club. Yeah, I know she complains about this, might even complain about that. Always getting on your young nerves. You tend to think she's whack. Yeah, I know you're tired of school. You have better things to do, like texting about nothing or YouTube and the videos. Yeah, I know who the F is she, as if she lived the life of Virgin Mary. With a slate that's squeaky clean. I'm Miss Grown at 14. Yeah, I know you have Yeah, I know you're very intelligent and you got it all figured out. You're the go-to person at school, right? Or when your friends need to know how. Yeah, I know about your dreams of a singer, of being a singer, and that you're just waiting for that big break. I even experienced the attitude that most would consider staying, right? Yeah, I know, but only if you knew what being grown gets you. Take a break from yourself and think about the things daddy goes through. Right? This book was another way of communicating with my kids. When that communication was blocked. So I would, jot it down on paper. I might even send them a poem or two. Just to let them know that, daddy still love you, even though he's here while you're there. You know? Daddy Gone Wild is serious, man. This book of poetry right here, it's like it really takes you there, man. It really takes you there. I got into a situation with a young is this the one? I got into a situation with a young lady that I had to have a meeting with. The young lady called me a gangster, a thug. She really tried to like shut me down, like shoot me down. Like who are you to be in my space having a meeting with me in my office? I'm looking at her like, but sweetie, I'm no longer him. I've changed something, you know. But anyway, when we had that meeting, I went back in my room and I wrote about her. I write about the things that have impacts on my life. That's what Daddy Gone Wild is about. It's a small book of poetry, right? But as you read through the lines of these poems, you're gonna leave with something. You know, a brother asked me the other day. I had a meeting with a brother. We had an interview at his studio. He said, if you was to give somebody an interview, right? Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. After that interview, what would they tell me that they got from you? Like, what would they leave with? I was stuck. You know why? Because I put so much out there, I never know what you're going to leave with. But I think I got that answer. They're going to leave with courage, right? To give you the facts of life versus the watered down version that we've been taught. Because that's how I'm coming. As y'all sit there and do this, right? I'm giving y'all the courage, man, to step out there on faith, man, and chase your dream. I know this video had errors in it. I know I'm stuttering, you know. Might miss a word or two. Got to come back. This right here is the uncut version. But guess what? I'm putting it all out there the way it is. I'm showing y'all something, man. It's okay to make mistakes, man. That's what Daddy Gone Wild is about. It's okay to make mistakes, man. I feel like God is using me as that vehicle, right? To humble myself and put everything out there so y'all could grab what you need and throw the rest away. Guess what? I won't have it no more. You feel me? I'm giving it to you. That's yours. I learned that from my uncle. Shout out to Quayson, y'all. Oh, make sure y'all go cop his album. I think it's called the Unthinkable. My Uncle Quayson and my Aunt Nisa, they got an album out. You know, I support black businesses. It is what it is. They got an album out under I think Red Robin label, but the album is tough. I saw a couple of videos on YouTube. I listened to the album myself. Go ahead and cop that. You can spend your money where you're supposed to. You feel me? But back to the topic. We're dealing with being apologetic to a situation that you have no control over. Some may think that I'm getting off the topic, but I'm really not. I'm going somewhere. Guess who coming with me? Hey. But anyway, the lady wanted me to apologize. This is how I felt. She wanted me to apologize to her for being me. I looked at that lady like she was speaking another language. I walked back and almost got a blue sheet. Those who don't know, the blue sheet is like an institutional charge. The crazy thing is I was on my way out the door. But this is what I wrote about her. I put it on paper exactly the way she made me feel. Right? But then I gave you who I really was. Look at this, y'all. I call this right here, not N-O-T, me, N-E, not me. Listen to this. This lady called me a gangster, a hoodlum, a thug. I felt discrimination in a place I should have felt love. Yeah, she looked like me. I guess she used to be undermined and unheard of. Having her hard-earned money taken by the one her heart hugs. Although she was an attractive cougar, I know her heart bled. I know her heart bled. Possessing such beauty doesn't get a pass for being had. Oh, you remember that, ladies? I assured her that God wasn't me. But she continued with, well, that's the clients that I had. Coming from prison, this is the label coming from prison, this is the label the prisoners get. Personally, I thought that was sad. Defamation of character, yeah, I could have lashed out. Instead, I complimented her features on the great Diane Cow. Sometimes it's the degrees or that position they hold, that disrespect she bears, that makes her heart turn cold. Could be that soul she sold to that one she couldn't mold. That swag type, Zach type, Zach type, brother, the one she couldn't control. I'm far from a gangster lady, I told her, unless gangsters cry. Gangsters are family men. Gangsters do right to get by. I was gangster with school. I got that degree. Yeah, somebody educated me. I was gangster getting that job. Yeah, somebody important me. Gangster when I got them L's. Gangster when I got them L's. And my name on that company. I'm gangster with my lady when it's time for us to breathe. So if that's your term of gangster, and you see that in me, I guess you see that gangster. You knew he wouldn't be. This book right here really took me there, man. We're talking about apologetic to situations that you have no control over. I wasn't apologizing to that lady for being who I was. I went up in there, I sat down, and I gave her the real. She said I was cocky. She said I was obnoxious. She said I was vulgarly disrespectful. What? Like, did I curse? Like, what did I do? I didn't curse at her. I spoke my mind. I gave her the old me, and I gave her the new me. She didn't know how to take it, right? Because the average guy, the average guy that sits in, the seat of her office, pucker up. I didn't want to fuck her up. I didn't want no dookie on my nose either. You know? When you've been through a life that I've been through, and, you're trying to do the right thing to make it right, make it work, you don't have to lie to nobody else, right? And you definitely don't have to lie to yourself. Because you know you're not doing anything wrong. If the police pull you over, right? Perfect example. Got over a cold about a month ago. If the police pull you over, right? And all your paperwork is straight. You got your license, your car registered, insured, tags right. Man, I don't care if you ran a red light and he pulled you over. Right? You don't have to show no fear tactics. You know why? Because you're on the right path. I choose not to lie today. There's no prosperity in that. Every now and then I might slip up, But as far as like, normally, nah, you ain't doing that. What? Who am I trying to impress? Who am I scared of? You lie. I learned this when I was young. You lie to people that you fear. That was coming from a young mind's point of view, right? As I got older, listen to this. You lie to people that you fear, right? A young mind's point of view. As I got older, it's more like you lie to people that you fear. Mention. When you're young, you might lie to somebody so they won't beat you up. As you get older, if you're still stuck, right? You will lie to somebody so they won't challenge you. Make a lot of sense. But anyway, yeah, I would like to thank the ones that's tuning in right now. I can't see all y'all. Oh, my baby back up. Hey, what's up, Dee Dee? What was I gonna say? Oh, which I didn't know was every fifth caller gets a copy of one of my books. Call in, touch on the subject, the topic or whatever. Say what up to the pen and his audience. You feel me? Just like show some love. Somebody call in, man. Tell me what's going on in exit 9. Come on now. 732-309-0208. 732-309-0208. I'm sitting here trying to post something on here real quick. I can't even post now. Man, y'all play too much. I want to post my number. Somebody do me a favor, right? And post my number up there for me. Cause I need somebody to call in, man. Let's talk about it. Shout out to my baby for calling in earlier. She had my voice a little shaky. couldn't really go in on her. Y'all know how I do. Couldn't really go in on her the way I go in because that was my baby. But anyway, I have two links up here, right? One of them, this one right here, is, I don't know if you can see this, but I have the links to Daddy Gone Wild, right? This compilation of poetry is a whole nother wave, man. I'm gonna give you one more poem before I put the link up there. For the ones that really don't know who Zachary Hoagland is or who the pen is, right? This is me. You can catch me on a bus giving my seat to an elder. True gentleman-like attire. You know those things you can't buy. When we pass, it's excuse me, pardon me. I was raised to have manners. Respect is what we see. I'm okay with please. Ladies, it's pretty with a smile. I mean, it's pretty pleased with a smile. I'll make you wild. You say no to dark clouds. I'll take the street of the sidewalk, hand in hand at the beach. The street of the sidewalk, fellas. And ladies, remember that. Let them take the street portion of the sidewalk. If it's any other way, it might be a ticket on you. Everybody ain't gonna catch that. Rub your shoulders, relieve that stress. Might even wash your ugly feet. I compliment your nails on a bad hair day. Take that attention off your waist by whispering you're cute in the face. I have a few hours in the kitchen, so I definitely keep the bigger rack. Big attack. It's us against whoever. Even when you're wrong, my baby right. I'm tickled right now. Never really shared me. Thought chivalry was a crime, and women had no room to speak. Well, opinions are everything in that person's reality. I remove myself from those gray areas. Too loud for me. So what you see is what you get, at least from Zachary. It is what it is. Unmasked. This is me. I can't give you everything in the book, right? But the ones that I gave you, it touches on different topics. It touches on the way that the children may make you feel, and when you feel like you should be apologetic to the things you really have no control over, meaning their feelings, right? It touches on the way, excuse me. It touches on the way that people empower, right? Them superiorities may make you feel as an inferiority. Did I say that right? Superior to the inferior, right? It touches on the mind of a bothered father. The mind, right, of a bothered father. Did you get that? The mind of a bothered father. Daddy, gone wild. whole nother wave, man. Like I said, I have 2 links up here. One is for the ebook readers, Kindle. Get you a copy for like $1.99, $2.99 or something. The other is for the paperbacks. I'll let you go right through Amazon. I have a website, y'all know my website. But a lot of us don't trust us. So I'll let you go right through Amazon. Got my books at Amazon, Barnes and Noble. If you're in Atlanta, downtown area, well, the West End, you can go up in the Shrine of the Black Madonna. And just have a field day with the paint. Once again, I want to thank the ones that tuned in. I want to thank the ones that. Let me see if I can see these comments before I get it out of here. For some reason, I can't see the comments. Am I supposed to see it? Whoever it is, I can't see the comments. You might want to call me. You might want to call that. But yeah, once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for the phone calls. Tune in tomorrow. I have something on the agenda. I think we might have to fluctuate a little bit. To see how this is going to play out. I am the Pen Live. So, y'all be great and be blessed.